The siren call of the unknown echoed through the twilight, puncturing our post-dinner camaraderie. We'd just finished our fourth patient transport of the day. The assortment of injuries and illnesses, a familiar ballet of human frailty. Yet as we sat outside the hangar, twilight painting the sky in bruised purples and oranges, a sense of accomplishment hung heavy in the air. We'd traded stories, the camaraderie forged in shared adrenaline and the grim humor of pre-hospital medicine. Our bellies were full, laughter echoing across the small grassy patch. We were enjoying a fleeting moment of relaxation as a unit, a team honed by experience, ready to face whatever medical maelstrom awaited. But readiness, as we were about to learn, was a flimsy shield against the true chaos the night held. The familiar siren song of the flight request pierced the quiet evening. The pilot rushed out to pre-flight the helicopter. The mechanic pushed the aircraft onto the tarmac, and I gathered the mission details. It was a Sunday evening, and we were summoned to a father-son event at the local drag racing track. A high-speed collision had pinned a driver inside his vehicle. He was gravely injured, but still alive. The car rested near the grandstand, a grim spectacle before a crowd of family and friends. Local crews and EMS worked frantically to free him. The fire department was dispatched with their specialized tools. We were just 10 minutes away, airborne in an instant. As we approached the track, the scene was one of chaos and destruction. The firefighters, their tools gleaming in the twilight, labored to extricate the trapped driver, who was reportedly suffering from blunt chest trauma and struggling to breathe. Would this be a chance to intubate a patient in a sitting position? A technique we ER residents had just learned a few weeks prior. As we began our descent, I felt a jarring shift in the seat, the familiar force of gravity pressing against my backside. The aircraft banked sharply to the right, clawing at the air. This was not the standard landing procedure. "What's happening?" I asked my partner. He shrugged, his gaze fixed on the window. The pilot, calm and collected as always, flipped on the intercom. "Gearbox." That was all. I had no idea what he meant or the potential consequences. I looked at the paramedic, my expression blank, only to be met with sheer terror in his eyes. "What's happening?" I demanded, my voice barely audible over the roar of the engines. "Gearbox," he replied, his voice a grim monotone. "Metals loose inside could cause the rotor to seize. Will fall like a rock." I couldn't believe it. Auto-rotation, surely that was an option. We continued the flight for another minute or two. The pilot's voice crackled over the intercom, his instruments flashing warnings. "Strap in tight," he ordered, "and no more chatter." We continued the short flight back to the airport, passing over to my home, where my wife and newborn son slept soundly. The gravity of the situation hit me with the force of a sledgehammer. As we descended, the airport runway stretched beneath us, starkly contrasting the lush green landscape. I spotted the telltale foam, a movie-set tableau of firefighters in full turnout gear, and fire trucks lined up in anticipation. We touched down with a smooth, almost gentle thud. The pilot killed the engines and the world fell silent. Only then did we truly comprehend the brink of mortality we had danced upon. The mechanics, their faces etched with grim realization, pointed out the debris. It was a stark reminder of the fragile nature of our existence. In our 20s, we feel invincible, untouchable, until shown otherwise. The adrenaline-fueled rush that had been my constant companion for so long had been abruptly doused. The thrill of the chase and the mission's exhilaration had lost its luster. As much as I cherished my work and the challenging missions, the thought of leaving my wife and young child behind, perhaps forever, was a cold, heavy weight on my soul.